I was just going to come out and update something and talk about a little something. I may even talk about some other things. My wife may veer off in some other direction after a while, but I want to get this off, chest a little bit. Try not to come out here and blow a gasket, but but my wife, she uh, unfortunately uh, lived with her mom, some time ago before she met me, and off and on, and with different, relatives in different states and all this other stuff. And she stayed up in Ohio and stuff for a few years before I met her, and then she come back down here. Mom did the same thing that my mom did to my brother, talked him into, bribed him with some uh, kind of trip to go camping or something one time, and uh, you know. So I can kind of see where these people think they can just bribe their kids, and just cause they popped them out, they think they can have all this say. And like I said, in my wife's case, I could understand if she were a kid and then or something, and or still had, even if she was 30 something years old, if she was, you know, still pretty well, living there or living there even part time or something, you know, some for some reason or another. And we were married. I could kind of get where there ain't much I could do, but this is not the case. Like I said, 10 years ago, I'll go back. Well, it's been about 11 now. 11 years ago, we had a situation where uh, her mom, Angie Proctor, just in case she's out there, hello, little devil, you, we're going to come after you. Trust me. And one time, she had this deal where she was over my wife's SSI checks, and she was basically like a payee, like my grandmother was, and I know for many years. But my grandmother and her mom at the time, you know, basically at the almost right at the same time. So, oh, here, we'll just do it this way, Uh, every time I've dealt with, her grandfather, oh, he's part. Like I said, they got a hard head, but they ain't gonna win. They're not winning because my wife, as I've explained to her, and I get upset, and she's on the right side of the law here. She's not done nothing wrong. The people that's going to be in some deep trouble is going to be mainly her mother. Her papa and everybody else on that side, grandfather, they could try to say, "Oh, don't do this, don't do that." We're going to do it. One thing we have over you, and one thing we have over most people, is when we're handicapped, we can get a lawyer for free. It's in the law. I don't want to have to do that. My wife don't want to have to do that, but you're going to make us. So I don't know why you hadn't learned by now. But I'm just tell you, my videos do pretty good. I've heard some stuff the other night that I commented on. So just in case yuns are out there, I don't think her grandfather, old Jeff himself, has a Facebook. But if he does, I'm sharing this out there. He's gonna have a cow, but that's what's gonna happen. You can do things the easy way, or we can do things the hard way. I've tried letting her talk to you, and she tried to be the voice of reason. Like I said, she's an adult now. She's not no little kid. She may be small in stature with her being small as in her height or whatever, but it has no bearing on what the laws are when she turns over the age of 18. And as long as she's moved out by then or whenever she moves out, which when she found me, she basically moved out. Her mom gave up her stuff. I'm the one who called around for months afterwards. And I had uh, gotten everything took off, all ends of stuff that was on any of her stuff. The only thing I couldn't do is this right here, which is her basically her personal information card, her ID stuff that she uses to get her medicine and all that stuff with, her insurance stuff. So she can't, do a whole lot right now. But let me tell you something. This ain't the 1970s or 80s or even the 60s. There's a lot of laws that's changed since then. A lot of people's gotten a lot smarter. And the laws have gotten even stricter. So I don't know whether y'all are going to pay a criminal price, but if y'all so much as refuse, I can guarantee you that I won't care to, if they need me to sign off. If my wife will certainly have to sign off, but I'll sign any piece of paper to get rid of you for good. And like I said, she's already been told about this one out here, and many times before by me. Many times to quit letting you up here for any reason. I've told her already, and I'm gonna repeat this one more time. I don't care if I have to beat it into her head 10,000 times. I'm gonna keep saying it till she drills it in there. She don't need you for repairs. As a matter of fact, that's the only reason she's been calling you or texting you, because she says, well, that's the only person I know to do repairs. Well, if it's a washer and dryer, which, good for God's sakes, we've got, I may not like the idea wholeheartedly. I'd rather be at my house and comfort in my own home. But if I have to take an hour and a half, and I can sit there and maybe I can take me a little spare change if they got some snacks, a Coke, maybe we can sit there and talk. Maybe there'd be some people in there we could kind of talk or something. I don't know, but I'm if this dryer and these washers tires up, I'll go. We'll wash them here. We'll take them up there to the wash bar to dry them, and that won't be so much money being wasted, and it'll get her stuff dry. And if something goes wrong, they got plenty of dryers in there that you can use. So we're not going to have no use for anybody to be up here for any reason. As far, well, I've been saying, but this is it. So I'm just doing this in case one of you two or both of you or whoever in the family sees this is on there. I don't care if you're in Kalamazoo somewhere. If you call them up and tell them I put this out there, I'm telling you, you do not want to press your luck with me. I will take it. My wife and I will take this all the way to the courthouse. It ain't that fucking far. And I'll make sure that things get done. I've always done it. You can try to ignore. You can try to say things. You can try to make things up. You can hyperventilate them if you want to. Make it sound like you know what you're talking about. But I've watched enough shows on TV, and I've watched these little TV shows, the cop shows, and the whole 9 yards. I know the deal. I know the rules for the most part. So, and the courthouse will see everything our way. Like I said, I've explained it to you. Since I know I can't talk to you this way over the phone, because I wouldn't. I would tear you up verbally. So be lucky that I'm in this kind of tone right now. But I'm just telling you, simple. You her mother, or any other person. I don't care if you're sick to kingdom come. I don't care about your health. I don't care about what you do during the day. My wife shouldn't hardly even care either. You've been treating us like shit. If you haven't died, well, so you die, right? You don't care about nothing up here. You don't care about my family. You never have. You never were around for nothing. But yet you've all called her and said all these hurtful things, and you get me all tore up because you don't like that I like to sing, or I like to do this, or I like to do certain things. I like to have gatherings have meaning to them, like in past. I could go on here and tell that too. Like I said, I'm not trying to beat a dead horse, but it's been a while. It's been a while since I've made a positive video and really let the truth out there. But you know, I don't care who's tried to deny my stories. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. My wife was there. If it wasn't for me and her sitting right next to each other, no, there would have been no purpose. And really, there still wasn't no purpose because me and her could have stayed home. I gave y'all 3.5 years back then. I gave y'all plenty of chances for you kids to come up, say whatever they wanted to say, talk about themselves to me. The grown ups didn't do nothing. There's a lot of yelling and screaming going on as usual. You just letting them run around and scream with their heads cut off, like stuff. It's just not a gathering to me. Yeah, I didn't want to. Y'all at times would all, oh yeah, you want to come in here and play games? No, because like I said, you don't even text, you don't call, you never support anything. This sounds a lot like my grandmother right now, and a lot of the people I was around. I've thrown it all away. My wife's throwing everything away that she ever thought she knew. She actually said good things about you people, all of you. I don't care if you's aunt, uncle, whatever yous are. She's tried to talk good about every relative in her family to me. But you know what I've come to realize? Nobody is worth my time, my breath, my energy. And they ain't worth any, they're not worth anything except for whatever they have that they care more about than their own grandkids. Just wait till your grandkids, all of them grow up. They're going to realize this too. Because just like I couldn't stand them when they were younger, they're going to go the same way when they get somebody, when they want to jump out there and they want to make a leap out there and they want to do something with themselves. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you made it this way. I told my wife there was so much of an opportunity there to do certain things. She offered my presence to y'all a couple of times. Y'all would make up stuff, say, oh, he can't fit in this car, or he can't do this, or yada yada that, or whatever. Just a bunch of excuses. I was a witness to her mom doing it. I was like, well, all right. Way back when. And she pulled that stunt at one time. Come up here because I call him dumbass, but dumbass. Um, when he was doing his stuff, she goes, instead of handling it herself, she goes and gets her dang daughter involved. It's handicapped, got enough problems as it is, but goes and tries to get her involved in this mess back in. And her acting like a wild maniac on the road and everything else, and putting on a show in front, in front of everybody. Don't think I forgot. And I've just, I just wanted to come out here and say, I've seen every dirty trick they've pulled. I have, refused the last 7+ years of going anywhere near them. That's how bad I can't stand them. And for those of you who either told my wife in the past, hey, I'd like to do this and I don't want to meet you. You got enough as it is. You got your own stuff you want to do. You ain't got no time for me or my wife, either one. She could tell me all the good things that y'all used to do when she was knee high to a grasshopper. It ain't gonna make any hill of beans to me. It's not gonna dent my. It's not gonna dent what I think and what I know is true. I go with my gut. I don't mess around. I don't tell two sides of the story. I've stuck to this story for 11 years now, going on 11 years. I've seen it. Y'all don't like anything I'm into. You don't like anything that she wants to do. Y'all tried to ruin her parties, her birthday parties back then. Y'all wouldn't take enough time out to go. She wants to go Chuck E. Cheese or she want to do something once a fucking year. She want to go back and relive a few her memories and maybe make a few more. But y'all wouldn't take enough time to do that. You wouldn't even do. She's like, all right, well, what about the fair? You wouldn't even do that. You had all them kids. You could have paid for them to do a few rides. Hell, how much easier do you need? The Meigs County people up here, the stores and stuff, Ace Hardware, Gene Wade at the Pig pays for the fucking fee. You don't even have to go in and pay for nothing. The only thing you pay for is fucking tickets to ride rides and food. That's it. The rest of that stuff's free. Get you a whole bunch of freebies. Y'all, like I told my wife, you never know how to have fun. Y'all must have fucking hit y'all's head and just fucking, I don't know what happened to you. I don't know whether you just got amnesia. I don't know what your problem is. They got more than heart problems. They got something. They got something wrong in that head. Just cause my wife has told me before, well, Derek, it's cause you didn't give them a wedding. You didn't do this. We didn't do that. We didn't have to. Y'all made the choice for us. Y'all were texting her phone, calling her phone, and harassing her for I don't know how long. And I made up my mind. I got out, and I want everybody to know this, so this is out there. I got out a list. My wife, literally, me and her both got a list out and said, who, if anybody, on your side, Derek, her side, Jessica. She wrote down, and I wrote down a few people. The ones I came up with that I thought would be the best for us so nobody would screw nothing up. At the time, my dad. I could have seen my grandmother. She wasn't so, out there then. I could have even seen, if my brother had been up here at that time, he probably would have done something. But it was very few. Maybe Mark and Melissa. But like I said, I didn't have that much trust in, especially my mom's side. My own mother's about like my wife's. They almost look eerily similar somewhat. So, but my mama's a lot more muscled up top than. But you think she was pretty now? You ought to have seen. Like I told my wife, it's nothing to I can't do anything about it now. But there's pictures of my mother when she was in her teens and 20s, and and stuff like that before she got all in that mess and got messed up on purpose because some of the choices she went out there and made. Things will never be the same. I'll give up my family, so y'all gonna have to do the same. Y'all got your own stuff. My wife said, "Oh, Derek, I got some in Kentucky. I got some in Florida. I had quite a few that moved to Tennessee." Yeah, so what? It's time to grow up. Y'all wanted to have y'all's kids. I told my wife if them kids wasn't so bad and so rowdy, they just calmed down and they actually came up and they talked a little bit and they interacted with me and her a little bit. And if y'all put your fucking phones down and quit texting and your little computers every 5 minutes and halfway watching, not even halfway watching a football game, only when somebody scored a touchdown or a field goal. Oh well, let me write this down. Shut up out there. Go lie down. Sorry, go lie down. Anyway, anyway, back to what I was gonna say. Don't go out there and make them worse. Oh, okay. Um, but anyway, what I was gonna say, y'all act like that football game was gonna kill you. Here's what I told my wife. Okay, and I'm gonna try to give you history, one-on-one lesson. Like I said, I don't care if it don't get 1,000,000 views. It ain't about how many people watch it. How many people watches it and takes it to heart. Because you know what? There is more than just me and my wife that puts up with this crap. But we just don't hear of it. Okay? As a matter of fact, until just recently, my wife used to have this problem with a lot of people coming up to her, even just around here. Every time somebody get into a fuss or something, and we cut every bit of that out. We cut out doing rides unless she says she's definitely tired and can't walk no more, and she don't feel good or something, or if she is it might rain, or if it's raining hard, somebody offered her right to get her the rest of the way home. It's no big deal, you know. But the thing is, it's eerily similar. Just because the decades have changed, just because something has changed in the politic world, the news world, the virus stuff, or whatever. But even before that, y'all have had this whole thing like a lot of mine have. I told my own, I told Mark on, and Mark Melissa was over eating at Hardee's there not long ago, about a year and a half ago or two when I was there working. And, I told him, I said, if you don't see me at the gatherings, over at Regina's and all these people, because how they treated me and they want to go off and they want to do their own thing. All you had to do, her mom, you, all these people, just admit you had stuff you wanted to do. It ain't about what you got going on as much as it is that you just don't want to make time because you really don't love her and you lie to her and try to play with her feelings, and don't dare try to say it's because I ain't been there that you're going to try to pin her against me. I know what I know because I've seen other people do it just like you have. All of it. These people out here, this might be happening to them right now. And they might get something out of it. It might make them think different. It might make them change some stuff in their life or something. Who knows? But there ain't no lies being told here. Everybody has a rough time, but a lot of her tough times are because of y'all putting her through so much stress and stuff. I mean, me and hers made it without a honeymoon for 11 years. I don't care if we never have one. Thing is, as long as we got the things we got in common, I ain't just talking about because we're handicapped or because we got, SSI checks or that. But the fact that we got stuff in here in common, inside, stuff we like to watch, stuff we like to listen to. My wife used to say, "Oh, Derek, these people used to listen to your kind of music you like." I still like it. I still do. I don't change one bit. If somebody new comes on, I might give them a try if I think I like it. It's most likely to be somebody country. It ain't gonna be the big time Rush or the damn Justin BBs of the world or anything like that. Some of that trashy shit. But somebody that actually can sing and not lip sync, and you can actually tell they're not just lip syncing to a track. I'll sit there and I'll give them a shot. I told my wife, I said, all you had to do with those gatherings is simple. Is treat them like you used to. I don't care if he's 80 years old. I don't care if your kids were 20 something, 30 something, whatever. I don't care if there's 10, 5, whatever. There's all different ages. But if there wasn't so many kids, I think, and I told my wife pretty well, I know I would have gotten more out of this. She would have gotten definitely more out of this. But because y'all want to go off and pop out 2 or 3 kids each and have all that going on, no wonder you're fucking stressed. But you sit here, you take it out on my wife. You sit here and take it out on me and say, well, why don't you put my shoes on? Well, if I wouldn't have done the same fucking thing you did. I wouldn't have opened my legs just and let somebody stick their dick or their fucking thing in my pussy and have me fucking kids out the yin yang. Well, Derek, I wanted them. Well, what you wanted. You know what I told my wife? A lot of people do. A lot of mothers do, especially. My grandmother did it to me when I stayed up there for 10, 11, 12 years. Even though she didn't have me. But my mother's done me the same way. I didn't do anything to her. She just changed. Like I said, when she wanted something, I always usually tried to do it. Right? I always made time for everybody. I even made time for my wife's people. They don't want to admit that. Well, they say, well, Derek didn't always come up and greet us like I thought they would. I don't do that. If you want my time, you would have come and gotten it. It doesn't matter. I didn't want to hate them. Okay? They made their own choice. I stepped in there when you all came at my wife a long time ago. Y'all tried to say, well, Derek, that wasn't Audrey calling her phone. I said, well, then who the goddamn hell was it? I said, I know it ain't somebody she don't know. And as a matter of fact, I heard her say something about wanting to talk to Jessica. I said, who is going to say that? I think as she said it, she said her sister. She actually acknowledged what she was to her to me. And what I did that day when her mama was on there, she calls her, I told her, I said, who was it? Who the fuck was it? I said, I know it ain't Miranda because I said she's all the way up in fucking Ohio, wherever, I said, she ain't got but one fucking sister that's right here in this town. And I said, I know the difference between, and she tried to pull this stunt with me over the phone, telling me, oh, that could have been her mother. I said, I know the difference between a grown woman's voice and a fucking barely a 20-year-old at the time, probably even less. I don't know what she was at the time. Oh, she wasn't 30. She's probably at least 20. I don't know what she was. But anyway, she was like 11 years younger. And I could tell the difference between a little 20-year-old's voice and somebody who's fucking 40-something years old. Or whatever she was at the time. I know the difference. You ain't gonna fool me. You might get me once. But like I told my wife, on anything, I very rarely give second tries. And if I give you a second try, you better take it and you better not screw up. Because I don't fool around like you all do and get all messed up in this garbage. You don't hand out whoopings to your kids. You don't teach them anything. That's why they go up there and act like wild monkeys. I'll tell you this. Anybody who wants to watch this video and learn something, every time I went to one of my gatherings, I fucking didn't get a drilling, but I was told, hey, we're gonna be in here, we're gonna be cooking. Y'all go outside and play. When it was time to go in, we'd go in there and eat. We got all of our energy out, so we'd sit there and actually watch some TV. All I asked for youngs to do, talking about my wife's people again, as this is what this is about tonight. Y'all want to listen? Maybe I'll get you to listen one of these days. You'll be begging. I don't care what you do. You can get on your knees. You can pray all you want to. God can't touch me if I don't want him to. He's not going to make me take his back. I've done made my mind up. When my mind's made up, my mind is made up. And what I do, my wife pretty well goes behind me. Goes right with me with this. She knows that I'm the one that she wants to, she wants to be around. She wants all this stuff you all ain't giving her no more. You ain't giving her no attention, and it ain't causing me. I don't want you around here because you don't do nothing. You don't do anything of any sort that's fun. Y'all have lost out. Y'all act like you're in a fucking nursing home, 80, 90 years old, can't do nothing. Sit up here, you get her stuff that half the time don't work or don't have half the shit with it. I've had pawn stuff before, 1 or 2 times. And yeah, I did think something might have been wrong with that fucking dryer. I don't know where you got it. I said it didn't take a genius to know it wasn't working right. And it still makes all this fucking racket at times in here. I don't know why. It makes some of the worst racket I've ever heard. But, after the cycles are over with, it finally quits. Or she goes in there and... Because it gets on the nerves. Right now, we just got the dryer on. The dryer's not that bad. But it don't take a rocket scientist to know when something's messed up. I don't have to try to work on it because I know I can't work on it. I ain't fighting you over that. Her grandfather, that is. I don't care if he's been there 40 years, 50 years, whatever he has done. But he sits here and, him and the rest of them follow along because, like I said, all it would have took was one person. One person, one child, one something. My wife went up to that time when me and my wife didn't feel good. I think it's the same gathering. Went up there, and it's 2012 Easter. I said, that's the best gathering other than me being sick. And other than her being sick. We had the flu, but you came down here anyway. Wasted your gas and your time. You know what y'all basically told her? And I don't have to read her texts. I don't have to hear you speak. She basically said, you'd say, well, yeah, be glad we got food here, basically. I don't want you food. I don't want you drinks. I mean, that's part of it. I wanted your time. I wanted some of y'all's attention. No, I'm not a woman. I'm not one of these that are going to, just cling to you. But I got to get to know you. I'm not shy exactly, but I'm not going to just go up to you and give you my time out of being disrespectful. If you want my time, you'll come get it. You'll want to make time. She tried to tell you about me, all the good things you need to know. So what was so hard about it? Huh? Nothing. It's y'all just getting old, set in your ways. And like I said, you only care about them fucking grandkids and what they wanted because at the ages they were at. When they get older, and they're getting older, trust me, when they get to that point sometime in their lifetime, probably sooner than later, they're going to be saying the same thing about you guys as I have been for the last fucking 11 years going on. It doesn't take me that long. That's why my wife at the time said, just give you a little more time. Just give it a little more time, Derek. Maybe there's just, some misunderstanding, some of that talk, Me and her I'd make her cry so bad it hurt her. But she realized y'all don't care about her no more. You don't care about who she married. You don't care about nothing. All you care about is the stuff that you've always cared about deep down. Y'all put on a show for her when she's a kid, and y'all act like, you just take her to these places. I can say the same thing for mine. It's just put on. The one person that never put on for me, never turned his back on me, was Danny. If I could, and I told my wife this, if I knew my grandmother was going to talk shit about Danny like she did after he passed away, and after all that, and had I known, my dad would have let me move down there to Cleveland with him, or wherever he was wound up. He never forsake his sons. He always was there for us, both me and Darren, and he was always good to us. When we had a problem, we could just sit down there and talk it out. You know what my wife's family does though? It's something that a lot of mine does up here. A lot of my layman family up here that as I call her, the gospel. And all these people are flapping their gums 100 miles an hour about me behind my back. All these other people, they hardly even know that they just meet in the store or write letters to. When it comes to getting to know somebody, I have to get to know them for real. I ain't just going to bullshit you. And, oh, yeah, Derek, because I seen you one time, I'm just going to say, oh, yeah, I'm going to go up to somebody and just randomly say, oh, yeah, I know you. I know who you are. No. Like I said, this unicorn bestie thing, I put this on there too. This unicorn bestie thing is y'all's fault. Because if you didn't want to take care of me, I told this, and my wife, you didn't want to do anything extracurricular and being nice and getting along and everything. Yeah, I stick my nose in there, just like anybody would, if they had balls enough to stand up to you. Y'all were being mean to her. And I got on that phone and I said things and I did things you've never heard anybody say to you. You've never had nobody run you down like that. You've never had nobody stand up to you. And God help me, you'd have put your hands on me, any of you. You'd have got something back in return physically. Trust me. You don't want to do it. I'll make you piss and shit every fucking hole you got in you. You'll be losing control of all your functions. You ever try me? Trust me. You'll have to shoot me with a fucking gun or do something that I know you don't have the balls to do to get rid of it. Because I'm not going to back down. I never backed down from nobody before, and I ain't going to back down now. But I'm just telling you, or anyone else out there, that's what you're going to have to do. This ain't no fucking storyline. This ain't something I'm just saying to be bluffing. I'm telling you for exact truth, fact. If you want rid of me, you're going to have to commit murder. Because that's the only way over my dead body are you all going to ever see her again, or are you ever going to do anything that you hope that you can't currently do right now because you hate me so bad. So I'm just telling you. I know you ain't got the guts to do it because like I told her before, y'all got y'all's jobs on the line. Y'all got to make you money, so y'all got a place to live. You got a lot of sense in the back of your mind. What the problem is, this up here is what's clouding your mind. This back here in the back of your mind is what you're hiding. It's trying to tell you something, but you're trying to block it out. So I don't know what the games are. I've seen many people like you. There ain't many people who likes me, but she likes me because I have a lot in common with her. I understand why she carries her dolls around and so forth. I ain't trying to scare my wife. That's why she just let me go on. I know you ain't got the balls to do it because, like I said, the damn police department ain't but 5 fucking minutes away from here. Y'all are like an hour, 2 hours away. So I ain't got much to worry about. I'll have every freaking guard dogs and all of them, all them policemen up here trusting me. So I'm not making no empty promises. I'm not even making threats. All I'm saying is the only reason y'all want rid of me so bad is because you know that we have a lot more in common, and it bothers you that someone else is trying to show her what you have failed to show her for these last 11 years. And actually, plus that, because when she said she first came up here, she said she was locked up in a shed and all that stuff. And said that her mother's treated her like crap, which I could, take one look at her. Oh, Derek, she sparingly got out, or she did this or that, or whatever. It doesn't matter. Y'all treat her like garbage, and yet y'all want to try to play this game. Well, you ain't winning. I've never backed down from anything in my life, and I'm not going to start now. So I'm going to let her, if she so desires, here in a minute, if she so desires, she wants to add something to it, she's more than welcome. And I've talked about an hour. So if she wants to add something to it and tell you something, she's more than welcome to come over here. Come on, sweetheart. Come here, baby. Come on, you're okay. I'm right here. Come on. Because I think it's on her right. She has her say. I'll run you down tonight and you know now what's going to happen. Here she goes. Whoops, what did I do?
Like brush over.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, honey.
I don't want this anymore. I can't do nothing. I'm falling apart. I can't go. I can't go by doctor appointments. I can't get my medicine when I need it.
Well, you're fixing to get it.
I have heart trouble. I can't take the stress. I know the police department's trying, but
Well, we're going to go through the courts.
I hate to go through the courts because I'm scared of courtrooms.
I don't like it either. But
when I saw my dad go to prison, I was only 9 years old. I can't have my family or his family in my life because I'm so stressed. I just want you guys to stay away. I'm sorry that I'm disabled. I'm sorry I was a pain in the ass. I just want a little bit of attention. And my husband's right. I don't get attention.
And then, furthermore, they sit there and they say, "Oh yeah, now we want something to do."
No, they still say that they don't.
Now the old ones, the kids that's grown up all now. Yeah, I want to come in here and talk to Derek and this and that. Well, if you wasn't going to do it 10 years ago or 11 years ago, I'm not wasting my time now. I'm almost 40 years old. My wife is a few years younger than me. I don't have time for this crap and who you bring in and out.
I just want you guys to stay away, please.
Oh, they're going to stay away. You just say whatever you want.
I don't get no attention like my husband said. I don't get attention. The only thing that I got is him and my baby does. That's the only thing I got. You pushed me to this limit. I don't like talking anymore.
Bless your heart. I'll finish. But I just kind of want her, she's really heartfelt about all this. And I feel bad. I really do. I feel bad because, like I said before, she's tried to come out here and tried to be, she's tried to say, Derek, they used to do so much for me. And I could go to my sister's. My sister would take me here and go shopping, or they go to the mall up somewhere in Maryville, or wherever they going. All this good stuff. I mean, you just don't understand what I know about all this. I know she ain't telling me fibs. Y'all used to be better than this. And it's not because she wants y'all's attention 24/7, 360 something days out of the year. Problem is what you all have created. These damn women, from Charlene to Suzanne to all of them, every last one of them, have created all this mess. They didn't have no goals in mind or nothing else. And don't dare sit there and bring me up. I've done all I'm gonna do for people I don't know and people that I work for. They screwed me over enough. It ain't because I don't want to work, it's because of them. That I'm not signing my name on anything else on the dotted line. I've been laid off twice. I've had to walk out once due to the fact I was getting accused of stuff that wasn't my fault. But I'm not going to sit here and watch this crap go down anymore. Because I'm tired of her sticking up for you. I'm tired of hearing about it because it's driving me crazy. I understand why she did it in the beginning. But it's like beating a dead horse now. There ain't no reason to stick up for you anymore. All of it. I don't care whether you're black, white, mixed, whatever color you are. I don't care what state you're in. I don't care where you hidey holes at. I mean, this Tennessee bunch ain't the only bunch I've had the pleasure of speaking to. Whether it's by text or by phone. But I'm just telling you, I'm telling them, I told them the same thing because I didn't want to meet them or didn't want them to waste their time and their gas to come down here. Because I ain't nothing special. I ain't never tooted my horn like that, but my wife thinks I am. Just like, obviously I do, or she wouldn't be here. If we didn't love each other and didn't have, something to, like about one another, like I told her, opposites ain't going to attract. We're not that. We've got almost everything in common. What few things there is that she don't have in common with me, it's very little. But it's there. But it's like she'll eat a salad once in a while or whatever. There may be her lifetime. She'll watch you a little bit. I asked her where she got that. Oh, my mama's the one got me into that. Yeah. Well, you know what? She's just about tired of watching it. She just got to where she's basically fools with the stuff she fools with. But no, I'm set out here, and tonight's the last straw. I'm not taking no more of this. She shouldn't be texting you. You shouldn't be texting her. You shouldn't be calling her, and she shouldn't be calling you. You shouldn't be up here on this property at all, period. You don't live here. You don't have no control over nothing. Your names are not on nothing. And as soon as we get through with the Meigs County Courthouse and going up there and doing what we have to do to get that one thing situated so she can get her meds again and all that stuff, when we get that witch's name took off that stuff and get the right name put on there like it should have been, and I understand why it wasn't in the past, but we're fixing to fix all that. And trust me, if they give me the option of putting Jens behind bars, or if they say, hey, do you want to press charges on these people? Trust me, I will. I've had about enough of it. I don't care whether you lose your job, whether you lose your kids, whether you lose your fucking house, or whatever. I don't care if you run around here butt naked, without clothes. I don't care if you're warm, hot, cold, whatever. You don't give a damn about me and my wife, so I'm just gonna cut you down like you are gonna do me, like you've done me the last few years. So I'm just telling you, I hope me and her eventually find our way to somebody who would care for us and understand what we've been through, what you guys have put me through and my wife through and all this other stuff. She don't deserve this, and I certainly didn't ask for it, but you know what? I said I'm not going to be like all these other people and just run away from her grandfather just because he's got a loud voice or because he thinks he's the only one that can do something about something, or he thinks I'm just going to, back down. I've stood my grounds a couple times with him. But his problem is he interferes and stuff. Like at one time when so and so was over here, his old lady, when he should have left her in the fucking truck or at home. But she had to come in and stick her nose in. Well, like I said, this dryer and this washing machine's the last fucking time any of your asses are gonna be in here. Brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, mom, dad, whatever relation you are to her, there's not gonna be nobody from her side no more allowed up here. Period. I don't care if I've never seen you. I don't care if she ain't seen you in 50 years, 20 years, whatever. We're not making exceptions. I'm just because I don't want to have her get to start talking good about you and then you start showing your ass. I hate two-sided, two-faced people. And that's exactly what I've seen her people are. There's a bunch of two-faced people. She grew up about like I did. They used to spoil me rotten. Presents galore. Every time birthday came, almost every year got it celebrated. Went somewhere or did something. But, oh my gosh. Oh man. Now it's just like, no, it doesn't faze you. Nothing that you do phases you. We tried to be nice and I wanted to greet people. First fucking time I went over there, this is one of the other things. This is small, but this is one of the other things. Wrapping over a table, a fucking table that, her grandmother, which would be, she calls her mama, but, she picked out a table. And like I told my wife, I will give credit where credit was due. Her mama is the only person that has ever really took even 5 minutes out the first time that I went to one of those gatherings. And we talked about a little bit about how we were doing. And then I got led into talking about the dogs and how my grandmother had dogs too and whatever it was, and we got to talking about that. And that lasted about 5 minutes. The only time I've been talked to by anybody is when I was outside and we were all standing there and her mom was talking, whatever, just because, again, it was a circumstance. One time, sometime after they made excuses, I couldn't fit in the car. One time we went up there at one of these little things, one of these little old off-brand pawn shops. Got a ring that was about $40, $50, whatever it was. Came straight home. But I ain't gonna keep up with all you damn news people. That's why I didn't even want to tell William. As he says, Will. That's why I didn't want to. I just wanted him to get the fuck out of here because I said, I don't want to have to tell him how bad I can't stand this and why. It's not because I wanted to do this. There was a part of me. I even told them. When I first started this whole thing, I said, you know what? I told my wife, I said, ask your grandpa if he would sit down there so we could talk all this bull out and so we could let it go and, fix everything. But he wouldn't. He was stubborn. He said, oh, everything's going to be okay. Everything's all right. No, it ain't all right. You can't just throw small stuff like that and problems away when it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. I understand why at first. My wife explained it, and she said what she said to me in regards to why y'all were texting her like you was and all this craziness. I'm surprised y'all wasn't coming up to the freaking door and fucking doing shit. But it was all she could take. And y'all wasn't doing nothing but beating her up when she's trying to tell you about how she liked me and what we had in common and all that good stuff. She was happy. Yeah, maybe she made a mistake, and it looks like she very well did. But you know what? She learned. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way. Other families out there have done their kids dirty too. I'm sure me and my wife ain't the only two that can relate to this. There's many of people, all shapes, size, colors, everything. It doesn't matter. One of these days, most of you kids out there in your teens and in your 20s are going to get lied to. The minute you move out, the minute you take and do a step like me or my wife did, that's when you become the enemy. And when you don't do exactly what somebody wants you to do and tells you to do, the minute you say, man, I just, I want to go do this. I want to go do this. I want to be a singer. I want to do something with myself, for once. I've done what y'all wanted to do. I've took my time out and did y'all stuff. And I want to do me for a little bit. When you do that, and when you actually stand up to whoever your people may be or whoever it is that's maybe giving you this problem, whether it's a man or a woman, it doesn't matter. A couple like me and my wife even. I mean, my wife was in tears a while ago. It hurts her so bad. I hate seeing her like that. That's why I said, I had hoped, one of these days me and her gets out of this apartment, can get somewhere nice and maybe have us a person that don't have much going on that, would be respectful to us and, we could return the favor and take them out to eat and, have like a family bond with this person that, I ain't got to do with nobody on my side and forever. My wife's side, like I said, it's bad. But, I just want to put this out here for the fact that they may have a Facebook and that they may have a Twitter. So, this wasn't an attack on anybody who's watching this exactly. It wasn't an attack on any of my subscribers. But I feel that I have to come out here and lay down how I feel because I'm not ashamed to do this stuff and straighten somebody up. That's all me and my wife ever gets done, it seems like. When we try to offer our hand, we always get stepped on and told that we can't do this or we can't say that or we can't be ourselves. And I have to be myself. I have to like the music I like. I can't change it. I like the old stuff. I don't like the new stuff. I like mostly the old stuff. Stuff that my dad raised me up on. My grandparents raised me up on country. My dad was more of classic rock. So I got both of those with two different people. So, I'm telling you, I wouldn't replace my music for nothing. Not one thing. I might occasionally listen to something that's new, occasionally, just out of, because it sounds good or it's nice. But maybe you all will learn a lesson like me and my wife did. You can't just trust anybody, even if they're your own family. And you can't just trust somebody on Facebook just because they say they would do something, or they, like my wife earlier said, oh, one of them wants us to call her. Why don't she fucking do it? Right? Why do we have to always do everything? My God, I was on there freaking almost all day long, on and off, and it wasn't anything interesting on there. My wife gets on there, she tries, do whatever she does. Derek, I'm trying to help you. I said, I'm trying to help you too, but I don't know how to help you. Because everybody she brings up to me, it doesn't matter where they're from. She always tries to say, Derek, I told them this, I tell them that. And you know what they do? They put on a front. And then I have to find out how they really are. Well, you know what? It ain't gonna, like I've told her before, it ain't gonna be a couple of weeks. It ain't gonna be two days or whatever. It's gonna be the minute somebody tries to tell me I'm in the wrong when I know I'm in the right, and all I'm trying to do is help someone out, and they ask for me to comment or give my advice on something, and they don't want to take it the way I hope they'll take it, then I can't. I will have no trouble in telling you to get your stuff and go home. I'm not going to even argue with you. I'm not going to raise my voice at you. I ain't going to do none of it. I'm just going to tell you, pack your stuff up and go home. Because I'm not going to have that. My wife's not here to put up with that. We're not even here to put up with y'all's fucking kids. Nobody's kids. If they ain't my own, I don't want somebody going out there and call me Uncle Derek or Uncle Rick, shortening my name up, calling me Uncle Rick or any of that stuff. I don't want none of it. If I can't have anything decent, I don't want nothing. Or as the old song says, it's either all or nothing. So if you ain't fully committed to what we're offering, which is this unicorn bestie deal, and you know you ain't gonna fit this, and you are just that ass backwards that you can't get your head out of your own ass to fix your own problems, because like I said, I've told my wife before, a counselor is no good unless the person sitting across from them can admit to what they did to themselves. Unless they can prove otherwise, that somebody forced them against their will and they took advantage of them, and in a way that, where I could see it, I could believe that they were truly hurt to the point where I could see that, I would probably feel a lot different about it, because I would know they were telling me the truth. And that's why they're bringing it up. But if I assured them and I said, hey, everything's going to be all right, you won't have to worry about that now. And as long as it wasn't 10,000 times every few days or whatever, been brought up majority of the time, I'm okay to sit there and talk about things like this. Me and my wife do it all the time. Whenever we're not having anything to do, we're not on videos or something, or doing whatever we do, house chores and all that stuff. But like I said, I just felt led to come out here tonight and get this crap off my chest tonight and let my wife say a few little words. I hate it. Like I said, me and her and I've told her this before. I said, I may have just fucking promised. I may have said something that may not be able to be done, may not be able to be true. We'd like for it to, trust me, but gospelers may have won. We may have to face it. They may win. They may end up winning out, even though they've given us our space. We've given them their space. And we've totally done with everybody. I didn't promise anything. So again, as much as I'd like for us to have this opportunity with somebody, they've got to be fully on board. And like Leon Rhymes' song says, they've got to have a commitment. If they're not fully committed, I want to know. And trust me, I will ask every hard question that I can think of that means anything to going forward. If I can't get you to not drink and not smoke and not do drugs or even talk about drugs. If you did them in the past, I don't care. But when I'm done talking about it, when my wife's done talking about it, and we say our piece, we want you to be quiet about it. We don't want another crack whore like we had at Pew. One good thing happened today. We got our trash finally taken. Finally, they came up here and got our trash for us, thank goodness, after I had to call them the last couple of times. But anyway, I hope that, like I said, I hope this teaches anybody out there listening. But anyway, I'm gonna get off here now because I went over an hour and I'm getting kind of that point where I'm getting, where I'm gonna start going in circles. So, and talking about this stuff, like pastor most time does at most churches. So I'm gonna get off here so it ain't a repeat. All right, make another video later. Bye.